last met at the Spencer estate, wasn't it? Poor performance indeed. However, all was lost with Raccoon City.
You'll be needing a partner, right? Someone suitable to join you in your new world? Oh, you'll find out soon enough. Everyone will.
Sheva, you don't have to do this. You can still back out. There are no more orders from here on in.
We're partners. To the end.
But now that your partner has arrived, I'll leave you two to catch up.
Sheva! Come on!
The right to be a god. That right is now mine.
Well, let's talk about your stream last night. See how did that go? I had to cut out early because
It was a fucking disaster. That's what it was. Like,
What?
we had technical problems for like the first 15 minutes, and then my guest and I, we got lost in the game. We wasted like another 10 minutes, and no one showed up because no one cared.
a lot of people showed up. I saw there were at least 3 other people when I was there.
Yeah, that's nothing though compared to the first one I did. I had like 20 people.
Oh, I didn't even show up for that one.
Oh, I see.
As long as I show up, it's a cool party. That's what I say.
Well, you didn't show up, and then you left.
Well, I left because the sound was really getting on my ear nerves.
We fixed it though.
When did you fix it?
Apparently sometime after you left. Like, we took some time and just kind of messed around with shit, and we eventually fixed it.
Oh, because your 2 voices got to the same level. Like, I remember that. But then your voice was like really choppy, and you're like, oh, my microphone was really crappy. So I was like,
Yeah, we got it working though. I don't know how it sounds, and I'm not going back and watching the recording. Screw that shit. But from what I heard, from what people told me, we eventually got it down.
Okay, so you can go back and watch the recording. It's up there.
Yeah, it should be on the live stream.
The
I've got it set
wandering
to
zombie.
automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got it to automatically do that.
Okay, maybe I'll go through that a little. You people are like making out like something amazing happened when I was gone.
Oh, something amazing did happen while you were gone.
What was that?
I can't tell you.
Oh,
It's
I
the
see.
ending to the game. It would spoil it.
You played the whole game?
Yeah, it's a lot shorter than the other shit that I showed. Like, we did all 3 episodes in just maybe a couple hours.
Huh. Wow. Yeah, I was expecting... So you guys were on for a couple hours then, huh?
Yeah, it was about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Because, like, we played through all 3 chapters, and each chapter's took us maybe about 40 minutes for, like, setup time, cutscenes, that kind of shit.
Right.
And then we played through the 3rd one again for the bonus ending.
So, well, you wasted time at the beginning with that ponycorn point-and-click thing, which was pretty cool.
That was the special surprise to try to get people to show up on time, but it didn't fucking work. Everyone was still late.
Well, I was there early, but then I cut out later. So it worked for me.
I don't even know why I bother saying it starts here. I should just, like, lie, and then maybe people would be on time.
It starts at 5 a.m., you know, but actually start playing at, like, 8 o'clock at night.
Pretty much.
Okay, so, what are your next games that you're gonna live stream? Do you have any ideas?
At the moment, no. Like, shit, I was supposed to talk to that guy. I'll do that later. Oh well. There is one guy that is offering to do Cave Story, like when we start to do other people in the stream, because it is supposed to be community ran.
Right.
And I would like to get some other streamers so that way I don't have to feel pressured to do one every week myself. Also, so that way if for some reason I can't do one, I've got other people to fall back on. So I need to talk to that guy about possibly getting that going. If not, we might do, I don't know, something else. I haven't quite decided yet. We haven't gotten that far.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I'd be really interested in watching you play Cave Story. Maybe not till the end because I want to play it myself and I don't want to see someone, go through the whole thing. But Cave Story is definitely a game I want to look into.
Yeah, I mean, I've never played it, so it wouldn't be me doing the stream. It would be this other guy, which is what I want to happen. I want to get like 3 or 4 different streamers who all have access to a channel and then get it scheduled to where once a week or maybe twice a week, one person streams the first week of the month, the second person does the second week, so on and so forth.
Right, yeah.
So that way there's a little bit of variety in people talking and whatnot.
Right. Okay, so would they have to be on Destructoid in order for them to do this?
Nah. At this point, I don't care. Once we go official, if we ever go official, then yeah, probably, just because it is herp derp Destructoids just in TV.
Right.
But as of right now, I don't care. I have full control over everything. I am the god of this stream.
You were... What did Wesker say in Resident Evil 5? It was something like... Oh my gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Shit!
The right...
Share the internet.
Yeah, the right to play God. That right is now mine.
No, it sounded more badass than that, see. YouTube, Wesker, Resident Evil 5.
It was in the RE5 TGS 09 trailer.
Cutscenes, confrontation of Wesker.
Hold
Final
on,
battle.
I'll get it.
Flashback. Yeah, it was in the flashback, wasn't it?
Yeah, the flashback to Spencer Mansion. It's funny, I haven't played the game,
No,
but
that wasn't the Spencer Mansion. That was Spencer's hideout. The Spencer Mansion
Frick.
Dude, I've got to get excited. A new Resident Evil game comes out tomorrow, and I'm so freaking happy.
What, the Mercenaries?
Fuck yes.
That's right, you have a 3DS, don't you?
I've got half of one. Right now I'm borrowing a friend.
Introducing
my DS.
Right. Hold on a second. Stupid YouTube advertisements. Mute Chrome.
This is the wrong flashback.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. It's just there's an ad in front of it.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if you'll be able to hear it though. So, Mercenaries. Wait a second. Do I have it? Okay. I think here it is.
The right to be a god. That right is now mine.
Of course, that might not have... That didn't work as well since there's music going on in the background. Did you hear that?
No.
No?
I heard his voice, but I couldn't make anything out.
Wow. Well, it's in the podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, if
But
it
we
isn't-
all know what we're talking about.
Mercenaries. So why are you excited for Mercenaries, Steph? I thought you were kind of a
'Cause it's
horror fan and you didn't like all that actiony bull junk.
Because Wesker's in it, and he's a badass.
But
I'm sold.
Leon
That's
isn't.
it.
Leon isn't in it. What's the point?
I don't give a shit. It's Wesker.
It's
He
not
can
even.
globally saturate my world any day.
But it's not even the Wesker voice actor you used to like, is it? I remember you throwing a
I know,
huge
but
hissy fit over
yeah,
that.
I know, but DC Douglas he's catching on to me. I'm okay with him because he's actually really passionate about the character. Like, if you meet him at a convention or something, he's one of those people that he'll leave you free phone messages as Wesker. You can actually go on YouTube and listen to some of the shit he's done for people, and it's hilarious.
Wow.
Like he loves the fact that he plays Wesker, and any chance he gets, he talks as Wesker. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I like kind of talking as him too, but I don't really sound like him, so it doesn't really work out.
He's still no Richard. Richard's still the true Wesker to me, but DC Douglas is catching up.
So Douglas, he started with RE4, right?
No, he was in 5.
Okay.
4, the guy who played Wesker's voice in 4 was the guy who did the one in Code Veronica, and he wasn't bad either.
Wesker's voice.
I think that might have, I want to say that might have been Richard, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Okay, so I would like to hijack this podcast for just a little bit. About a month ago, I released the demo beta for my own game, 4KG, available for free on the Chrome Web Store now. Go search for it. And I would like to hear what you think about it, Steph. Just lay it on.
Well,
Put
you
me on
definitely
the
need to
spot.
fix the jumping controls. Definitely fix the jumping. It
Yeah.
felt way too floaty. I was like, holy shit, this is kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
You know,
Those-
not bad. I've played worse platformers, but yeah, it was frustrating.
Yeah.
As for everything else, I mean, I was impressed with it being like your first game. Like graphically, it wasn't too. I mean, it wasn't bad for what it is.
Uh-huh.
The audio's pretty good. I didn't really catch if there was a story or not, though.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, the jumping controls, those are carried over from the kind of demo game I based my code base on. That I was able to take it and hit the ground running. And I was playing with it, and it didn't seem floaty to me, but that's because I was playing with it for so long. So when like you and Chad said, it was really floaty, I was like, really? It's floaty? Oh, I guess it is. So yeah, those are going to be fixed. I don't know exactly how I'll do it, but the character will start having some more weight, I guess you could say. As for the graphics, they're really simple if you look at them. I mean, it's mostly just gray blocks with like light blue highlighted edges, which is kind of like a Tronish look. And you were right. It's my first game, so I'm trying to keep the art style as simple as possible, and hopefully not make anyone's eyes bleed too bad. But I'm trying to have like a kind of an art style that works with the low quality, graphics. Finally, about
Use Microsoft Paint. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, the graphics are actually done in Microsoft Paint. They're imported.
What the shit? What is
What?
it with you indie developers in Microsoft Paint? Is it really that good of a program to use for sprites?
For sprites, it's really. I think here's what the thing is. It's good for doing pixel perfect graphics. You can zoom in, you can zoom out. There's the grid. There's the colors and the custom colors. But it's also the fact that people are just very familiar with it, like I was familiar for it. I tried using like a dedicated spriting tool, but it was hard to wrap my mind around it. So I was just familiar with MS Paint, so I just kept using that. I do have to import it into GIMP in order to get the background transparency and kind of advanced stuff like that. But like the pencil tool and the eyedrop tool, those are all very simple and anybody can use them. What it's also really good at, that I'm kind of frustrated with GIMP and any other program that doesn't have it, is the shapes tool. Like, you can draw a rectangle and a circle and a trapezoid or whatever and lines, and there's a couple different options.
Oh, we're getting so
doing
technical now. Terminology.
Right, yeah.
Trapezoids.
but GIMP doesn't really have that. It has like a rectangular selection tool, which you can kind of hack to make like rectangles and stuff like that. But it's not really very easy to do. Not to mention the fact that doing anything in GIMP is really difficult to learn at first. So yeah, I just stick with MS Paint. I don't know. Which other developers have you talked to that use MS Paint?
Dude, all of Yachi's games that I streamed, he did in MS Paint. Every single one of them.
Right. Yeah. He also does zero punctuation in MS Paint too, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he uses that for everything.
I mean, it's a pretty solid program. It works as advertised. It doesn't try to be Photoshop or anything. I even used it for. If you go to my DeviantArt, I used it for a lot of video game based fan art. It kind of gives that pixely look, which I kind of like. It's kind of like the Japanese have this oikakai thing. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but it's like, kind of low quality work, but they do such a fantastic job with it. It's kind of inspiring to me personally that they can get so much out of, crisp pixel kind of things.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyways, the final thing that you talked about 4KG with was the story, and there is no story in the demo beta because I couldn't finish it in time, but there will be one in the final game. Basically, what it breaks down to is there's 15 levels, and in the 15 levels there's 3 orbs, which you might have noticed when you were playing the demo beta. They don't really do anything now. But if you get all 9 in each world, which is 3 levels, then it unlocks a cutscene, which is kind of like a slideshow of 4 comic panels. I don't know really how to explain it. You'll have to wait and see. But it's kind of like, there's 4 panels, and it moves through them in a set sequence, and it tells the story. The only thing I'll say about it is that the story is kind of piecing back together memories of this robot that you're playing as from before the game started and when he was activated again. So I think it's a really cool story that I put together.
Sounds interesting. Definitely looking forward to see what it looks like when it's done. And Sal said he's not going to be able to join because their friend is over.
Oh. Yeah, oh well. That's what a loser, having a social life like that,
How dare he?
Okay, one last thing I want to say is that the story is very sad, so if you're expecting some kind of like upbeat, happy, campy, robot, happy-go-lucky thing, that's not what it is. Thinking about it and laying out the panels and trying to, direct the panels and see what I wanted to draw on each one, I was really depressed putting some of them together because it's a really sad story. That's all I'll say on that.
Oh, Andrex, how dare you think I like happy stories?
Well, maybe not you
I
in
feel
particular.
insulted.
Yeah. Maybe not just you, but anybody listening out there. Probably like the 2 people out there who listen to this.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm really liking Doctor Who right now. Is there's some really fucked up shit. He's kind of a bastard in some episodes,
Yeah.
and I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're definitely taking it in like a kind of darker direction, like the stuff with Rory and Rory worrying over whether oh gosh, what's her name? I've forgotten already. The girl companion.
Which one? There's been like 6 of them.
The
I just
newest
started season 4, by the way.
one. Oh right,
Yeah,
you posted on Facebook.
I haven't seen any Doctor Who up until about a week ago, and I've just been watching it pretty much nonstop whenever I get a chance.
Oh, you haven't even
So-
got to the good stuff yet.
Dude, David Tennant is the good stuff. He's a badass.
He's pretty good, but Matt Smith is a lot good. I'll just say.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard Matt Smith's pretty good, so I'm looking forward to seeing his stuff. But so far, I'm really pleased with David Tennant. Holy shit.
Matt Smith is pretty good, but really what makes the newer series is that the direction and the writing is really, really solid, I think. Some of the older episodes I found are a little hokey, I guess is the word. There's really nothing really hokey in the new series, but there's definitely kind of like a wide-eyed adventure kind of feeling. It's very hard to explain. You'll have to watch it for yourself.
Yeah, at first when I first started watching it, I really wasn't that pleased with it. I'm like, I don't see why people love this. It had a very cheesy feel to it, and it just, I don't know, it just turned me off. But everyone's like, nah, just go through the first season, you'll love it. And then yeah, I loved it. As soon as they changed doctors, it got really good to me.
So you didn't like the first Doctor, technically not the first, but Eccleston
And
or whoever.
yeah, in the remastered series. I mean, he wasn't bad, and the show wasn't bad, but just, I don't know, it just had a very generic, kind of cheesy feel to it up until the last couple episodes where I think it was the world was ending.
Oh, you mean
With the Duralux showing up and shit.
oh,
like
you mean
those
the Stolen
yeah.
Earth or whatever?
Yeah, like that. Those last couple episodes, that's when they got really good, and then they changed doctors, and I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome. But the first couple episodes, I kind of had to cringe through and kind of force myself to sit there and watch because they just felt so cheesy, and it was really hard to take them seriously.
Yeah, it gets a lot more weighty, I want to say, in the fifth and sixth series. Make sure that you watch the movie End of Time, which is kind of like the last part of the fourth series. It kind of wraps everything up. That is definitely, I think, David Tennant's shining moment as the Doctor. Although I haven't seen everything about him before that, but that's what I think.
Where chronologically should I watch that in? I suppose you could say. Like, what part should I say, okay, now I need to watch the End of Time, or the End of Earth, or, yeah, End of Time, right?
End of Time, yeah.
Yeah.
Right at the end of right after the fourth series and before the fifth one. I mean, it literally shows David Tennant changing into the new Doctor. So.
Oh, that's gonna be sad. I like David Tennant, except for the fact that he wears fucking tennis shoes with a suit. No, you don't do that.
Well, then again, well, the new Doctor has some interesting fashion choices too, I'll say.
Why can't any of them just be glorious and just wear a suit proudly? Haven't they learned anything from Barney?
They're British, that's why.
Goddamn Brits.
I like David Tennant. He was my favorite Doctor at the time. But looking back, he tends to overact a lot. Like one person said, made the comparison, David Tennant acts for the stage, whereas Matt Smith acts for TV, and it's kind of obvious once you see it like that. But he's definitely a good Doctor, I think.
But see, I like that though. But I'm just weird like that. I'm trying to think how to explain it. I really like complex characters that you kind of have mixed opinions on. Like, overall, the Doctor seems like a pretty good guy, but at the same time, he's a bastard. He's got his set ways, and shit's gonna go down that set way, and if you don't like it, tough shit.
Have you seen the episode Silence in the Library yet?
Silence in the Library, let me see.
I need to figure out when that was.
Yeah, because like I really haven't been paying attention to the name of the episodes. I've just been kind of hitting play constantly in Netflix. Like I didn't even know I was really changing seasons until I caught on to Christmas episode means new season.
Right. So which episode on the 4th series are you on?
He picked up Donna. They went to Pompeii. He realizes he caused the volcano to explode. And he's like, well, this has to happen because it's a set thing in history.
Okay, so you just saw the 3rd episode, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not at Silence in the Library because that's the 8th one according to Wikipedia.
Yep. I'm staring at that page right now too. But yeah, that's a historic one. You have to really pay attention when you're watching that because it introduces a character that becomes a major character in the next season. So yeah, definitely pay attention during that episode and then one after it.
Okay.
Okie doke. I guess we should get this thing back on video games, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. No one's here. No one's gonna listen to it. Why are we kidding ourselves?
You know what? Okay, here's the thing. Anybody listening to this, mention in the shout box that what should we have them say? Something insane.
That you should always have a banana. And you should always take it to a party because bananas are good.
Right. Say something about that in the shout box, and I will do something awesome for you. Like, you'll probably be next in line to get a free G-Forum t-shirt. And if Stealth Master, if you're listening to this, then you are awesome, by the way. But I don't know what your prize would be then. I'd come up with something almost as awesome, I'm pretty sure. Okay.
I will send you a link to Ponycorns, and then you can enjoy the awesomeness at all times.
Right. Okay, so that's something else I wanted to talk about. I was kind of thinking about doing my own streams, but I didn't know if you wanted to buy me out and have me exclusively for Wandering Zombie, or what you wanted to do with that.
Do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. It's the internet.
You're not gonna money hat me?
Dude, I'm not getting paid to do anything.
Okay, so I guess I kind of wanted to stream MapleStory, and people will laugh at me for that, but you and I talked about MapleStory and used to play it.
Yes,
so
I just face palmed. I hope you know that.
What was that?
Just said, you can't hear maybe, but I'm face palming my face as we talk, but do go on.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you're a fellow partner in crime with me as far as that goes. So I was thinking of live streaming that, but then I was like, streaming an MMO isn't really that great of a game to stream. So then I was.
You haven't been in good MMO streams then.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. I've been in some WoW ones where we all made characters in the same level, and then we just fucked with everyone. It was pretty awesome.
Well, if I did stream MapleStory, could I count on you to make a character with me?
Haha, that means I'd have to download the game, so no.
Oh. When did you play it, by the way?
Because at the time, I didn't have a computer good enough for WoW, nor did I have a job to pay.
When?
Oh, when?
Yeah.
Oh, a long time ago, like... maybe before you even joined XPlay. Like, shortly after it got really popular, I played it. I played it for a while, and then I just got bored because it became a huge grind fest.
We might have seen each other in the game. I played it when it came out too. It wasn't really a good game back then. I mean, I'm sure you'll agree with me. It was really grindy.
Yep.
And there wasn't really a lot of content. And I mean, the world was interesting and the graphics were really nice. Definitely some of the best sprite work in any game ever is in MapleStory, by the way. But they, over the years, because I kind of left it for a while, like when you left it, I kind of left it too. And they've been adding content over the years, and now they released a big update last December. that basically revamped the whole game and made experience, made your experience go up like a whole lot faster. Um, there's this one of the developers said that you need 1/5 as much experience to get to level 70. That's like 20% as much. It's like wow. Um, so yeah, they've been adding content a lot, and the game's become a lot more quest oriented instead of grind oriented, and there's a lot more worlds to visit and stuff like that. So it's a really fun game. Um, I'm playing it. I obviously wouldn't play it if I didn't think it was that fun.
That's cool though that they like actually try to make it worth playing, and
Yeah.
that it seems to actually kind of be worth playing if you're looking for a free MMO experience.
Right. Yeah. Um, yeah. And yeah, they tweaked a lot of things when they released that big update last December. And then another big update is supposed to come out later this week. So yeah, they're definitely improving it. It seems like they're accelerating their improvement of it. Like it seemed to me like for like 4 years it was kind of like the same game, and now they have like all these big changes coming out for it, which is probably for the best, I guess.
Mhm.
Anyways, so yeah, unless I can get someone else, I won't be streaming MapleStory. So I was thinking of doing maybe like the original House of the Dead, because that's like one of the only games I can get on PC that I really want to play, and that I would like to live stream. But I don't really know about that.
It's up to you. Just pick a game that like you actually care about.
Well, all the games I care about aren't PC games, so kind of limits my streaming options there.
Well, and you got some sucky taste. No, I'm just kidding.
Although Team Fortress 2 is free, I've been meaning to try that out. I don't know if I should stream while I'm playing. I watched a video of that, and it looks so fast-paced. Like, I almost got nauseous a couple times because of how fast, everybody was moving around, and the guy who was playing was moving around. It was insane.
It's a little overwhelming at first just because you have all the classes available, and yeah, people who know what they're doing are very quick with it, but it's not a hard game to get into. You find your niche that you're comfortable with, and you just kind of learn to do what it is that you like to do, and then you just do your own thing.
Yeah. It definitely seems like an easy MMO to get in. I mean, not MMO, an easy FPS to get into. You know, at least to pick up and play. Then there's the whole community around it that you have to deal with. Like, who was it? It was like Darth on the forum was posting that the game is like overrun with noobs and completely unbalanced now or something.
See, I haven't ran into any of that, so I don't know if I'm just getting on at a time that most of the players that actually know what they're doing are getting on, or if I'm just picking good servers, or if I'm just getting lucky or what. But I haven't run into any of the complaints that people have had. I mean, all of my matches have been pretty balanced. They've been pretty intense. We actually had to work for our wins, and vice versa with the other team for their wins, and I haven't had mic spams. I haven't had people spamming for trades or for items or any of that shit. It's just been pretty normal to me.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. There's really no reason not to if you have a decent PC and,
It's free and everyone needs to play it because I love Team Fortress.
Right.
I have actually started on my break taking my laptop with me and going to the Starbucks next door and playing Team Fortress on my break because it's just a quick, easy game to just jump into and just leave out.
You're addicted, Steph. You need to give it up.
Well, you see, you can craft items now, and there's random drops. So the motherfuckers at Valve are tapping into that MMO addiction. They're geniuses.
Yeah, and then they have the whole hat system, I guess.
Goddamn hats. I refuse to buy a hat.
You refuse. It's a principle. I will not buy it.
I will not, unless they're like really, really cheap on a sale. Because now that they've gone free to play, I feel a little bit better about microtransactions because Valve has given us a lot of content for free. I mean, with having the orange box on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, Microsoft wanted to charge a DLC price for that. And Valve's like, no, we want people who buy our game to not have to pay again for more content that we want to give them to keep them playing. So I really appreciate Valve's attitude with that, and with giving us all these updates and all these items and all these weapons and hats and so on and so forth for free if we already have the game. Now, with that being said, I'm not paying $7 for an in-game virtual hat, but I'll pay maybe $1 for it. Maybe.
Maybe. To bring up MapleStory for a brief second once again, that game has, the cash shop where people can buy, accessories and stuff. But it also has a lot of, if you're a hardcore player, it has a lot of sort of a crucial, essential things in there. Like there's this scrolling system they have, which I'm trying to wrap my head around. It's super complicated. Basically, you apply scrolls to an item to buff them and stuff like that, increase their stats. And there's a certain percentage chance that the item will be destroyed, but if you buy this cash shop item, then you can apply it and it won't be destroyed when you try to scroll it and you fail. So, kind of like stuff like that. And obviously Nexon, who, publishes MapleStory, is making a lot of money about it. They had their most profitable quarter ever, last quarter or something like that.
I know with Team Fortress, there's these things that drop called crates. They take up an inventory space. You've got, a limited amount of inventory, but they take up your space, but the only way to open them up is to buy a key. That stuff I'm not okay with. Don't force me to have to buy something. I don't like that. That's going to be a turn-off. But if you give me the option and say, hey, we've got this available, you can get exactly what you want, then I'm okay with it. Because the thing about the crates is they're random generalized items. It could be something rare that's really good, that's hard to get. It could be a duplicate of an item you already have, or it could flat out be something shitty. You won't know until you open it, and I'm not going to pay a couple bucks for that.
Right. Yeah, I definitely see your point. Yeah, you're paying for the chance that something might be good. Yeah, that doesn't appeal to me at all either.
And pretty much everything that you can buy is also obtainable free. It just might require a lot of luck, or for you to play a lot, or for you to actually sit down and go about and get the pieces that you need to make this item, to get this item, and so on and so forth. Which again, I like that whole approach to it, because it's saying, hey, we're not really giving anyone any exclusive content. If you really want it, it's out there for you to get for free. Yeah, you're going to have to work for it, but that's kind of what makes it a game, what adds a little bit of challenge. But if you don't want to work for it, then just give us money. And if you want that item so badly that you're willing to pay that money, then by all means, go ahead.
Yeah, basically. I mean, it seems like there are so few things that you and I have differing viewpoints on. A couple of them came out during E3, but that was kind of we both can't really know right now. We have to wait and see. I guess that's why you post on my forum and you plug my website on your streams, which I'm very thankful for.
You're welcome.
And I did tweet out that stream from the official G-Form Twitter last night, if you caught that.
Yes, I got my text message saying that I was mentioned in Twitter, and I was like, what is this? Oh, okay.
Okay, great. One last thing about the streams I wanted to ask you about is, we both have Skype, and you obviously had Skype open last night. If you wanted me to join in as a voice during one of your streams, I would be completely fine with that if that's what you wanted.
Yeah, it'd be one of those things that we definitely would have to plan it out, because now we know there's extra stuff I have to do to make the quality decent when we add in another person. And of course, I'd want wanted to be fitting. You know, the whole reason why I had my friend Trevor last night is because he was the one that introduced me to the Yahtzee games, and he's as big into them as I am, and so having two people who really knew the game and really, you know, passionate about it, we hopefully hope that it was kind of interesting for anyone who actually sat there and watched.
Right. Was he on Skype?
Yes, yeah, he was on Skype. We were in the same room though, but yeah, we used Skype so that way the audio could be picked up by the stream.
Okay.
I guess technically we could have used one microphone, and maybe that's what we should have done, but I wanted to test out with Skype so that way if, for, you know, instance, if you were to join or if anyone else who wasn't able to be in the same room wanted to be a part of a commentary, they could be, and kind of have an idea of how things work.
Yeah. Okay. So, if you ever do a game that I've played, I would certainly speak up and be like, "Hey, would you want me to join in?" So keep your ears open for that, I guess.
Of course.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like there are technical things that we'd have to work out and test ahead of time. You know, we couldn't leave it till the last minute, like I usually do with the podcast, which is why so many podcasts have failed to get recorded. Oh well. It all works out, I guess.
No. Yeah, it does, eventually.
Okay. Unless you have something else, I guess that's it. We can wrap up about now.
No, I don't really have anything specifically to say.
Alrighty. So, do you have anything in mind for an opening or closing song? Any requests? I feel like a radio DJ.
Not at the moment.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll choose them both then. That's okay.
Alright. That works
Alrighty.
for me.
Thanks for listening, anybody out there. I guess we'll see you around.
Bye!
Tonight's show is a little different. Tonight's show is about a man who's not really a man. He's a doctor, but he's not really a doctor. Like Dr. Phil, but awesome. Most people in the United States of America have not heard of him. He's just like me in that regard. Who is he? He's the doctor.
Universe. You are correct in your summation of his character, my profane rabbit friend.
Ooh, tell me more.
The show will be running in Britain almost 50 years, with many different actors in the role of the Doctor.
The Doctor doesn't die, he just regenerates.
The crocodile alligator speaks the truth. One thing is consistent though, and this is why this show is so beloved by geeks and nerds. It's all about the triumph of intellect and romance over brute force and cynicism. Intellect and romance over brute force and cynicism.
And if there is any hope for any of us in this giant explosion in which we inhabit, then surely that's it. Intellect and romance triumph over brute force and cynicism. Right, Doctor?
Absolutely.